these folks left no gas.
Nothing my wife and kids love more. Nothing wrong with that guy. Oh my God, that's
12 years old.
Look at that. That definitely did not come from the factory. Oh, hang on, damn it. I didn't hook the coil wire up.
Dude, what the
I got excited. What's up, dude? Right?
That's cool.
That's my old cool right there. What's up, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the shop. We got something cool for you here today. Excuse me, sir. How's your mama and them?
Mother is quite well.
Do you have any Grey Poupon?
I do. Hop in the back.
Okay. Alright, dude, what in the hell you got going on here, brother?
I got something that I wish was mine, and it's not. A customer of ours inherited this, got this.
It's a legit barn find.
Yes, 56 photo. Yeah, I think it's been legitimately off the road for 12 to 15 years.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, that's a decent amount of time to
I mean,
let
that's
something sit.
You pop the hood and it's got a 6-popper in it. And I'm like, well, it's not as cool as a V8 to me, personally. But I also know that because it doesn't have a hole in the block, that it's gonna run without much effort.
Yeah, the 6 poppers weren't big hot rods, but I mean, when they ran right, it was a pretty decent engine.
As long as it's got a clutch, the points will make electricity through the wires and the plugs, and the freaking coil's okay. Gas down the hole will prove whether you have an engine that works or not. I'm gonna pull this little air cleaner off. It's got a dice on top of it. Come on. Whoever this dude was a baller.
Yeah, fool is just.
Yeah, he's just a baller, dog.
You know?
Slinging dice, just ready to ride to Vegas, dude.
So how did you become the world's wealthiest man, Tron?
Hot hand in a dice game, baby girl. 6 hours straight talking about clackety, clack.
We're gonna get underneath that distributor cap. We're gonna throw a battery in here. We're gonna check the Earl. We're gonna pour a little gas down the hole. See if we got a starter. Thank you.
You are it, Todd.
How y'all doing? Well, I'm out here at the back of this old car, fixing to drain some gas. Thankfully, this bad boy has a drain.
We had a customer one time, he's from Canada, and we were working on his truck, and I don't know if he said carbustinator or not, but I'm pretty sure he did.
I think he did.
It was kind of funny because he'd like lick his teeth when he'd talk.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, dude, we're not making fun of you. It's just you're like, you know.
You're a key memory in our life.
You're a character, and like he would talk and he'd be like, I think the carbustinator needs adjusted. I'm pretty sure is what he said. And we held our laughs off until, you know, he was gone because we want to be ugly. But
We need customers.
to this day, we still say carbustinator. And if we're doing a really good job of trying to make somebody laugh, we make sure we lick our teeth.
I've got
Okay,
great news.
so do us a favor, lick your teeth and tell somebody carbustinator and see what happens. I bet they laugh.
I've got some good news.
What you got down there, bud?
What's the best thing you could do if you had an old car and it sat for 12 years?
I would leave like a half a tank of gas in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these folks left no gas.
Shut your mouth.
It didn't. This is how much gas.
Dude, that's,
Also, they drained the radiator because I just filled up with a water hose just to like check stuff, and
Yeah.
it was completely empty. So it's like grandmammy,
it's
son.
either that, dude, or they left a full tank and now you have a half inch of varnish on the bottom of that you're gonna need
I pray.
You're gonna
that
need
is
to wipe
not.
that in the interior of your truck. That's what I recommend. It's a great scent.
I was gonna dump this in the floorboard of yours if anything
Oh
came
yeah,
out.
hell yeah. No, I appreciate that.
Look at that. dude.
Nothing my wife and kids
Oh,
love
God.
more.
Look. I it had varnish. It had
Okay.
a varnish chunk.
Yeah, dad gum.
Well, I lied, folks. I'm a liar.
You're gonna want to pour that into the tank of your mega cab for sure.
Oh yeah.
And then the rest you're gonna wanna wipe all in the dash and in the floorboard and on the seats.
Oh, dude, I wonder if I open up this cap. Look at that. That some gun was non-vented and held a seal.
Dude, there ain't nothing wrong with that gas. Ain't nothing wrong with that gas. Oh my God, that's
It's 12 years,
that's
12 years old.
okay. So he's gonna get some fresh gas, and I'm gonna jump up in that. Come on.
All right, so I put 5 gallons of fresh gas. I'm gonna pull this line off here. It has electric fuel pump. I'm gonna wire that up again. I disconnected it so I could just check some power on some stuff. We're gonna pump out the nasty. I've got a clear inline fuel filter we're gonna put right there. And then we're gonna hook it all back up and, well, see how much fuel pressure we got. Yeah, go ahead. There we go. Okay, nasty, nasty, still nasty. And that's fresh gas. All right, turn it off. All right, so I just cut the fuel line right here. Slide me a clamp, fuel filter, another clamp, hose. Find my wrench I threw on the ground. Snug this up. Now we got a fuel filter to catch any chunks because we didn't pull the fuel tank. We just drained the fuel, so there might be a little bit of shit in there.
I need to see if I have power. Shows I've got a ground over here on my deal, so I bet I got power. Key on. Go ahead. I got fuel pissing everywhere. So go quick. Okay, off. All right, yeah, we got voltage. Okay, so it definitely needs a set of points. Or I gotta get down in here and get them clean anyway. Go ahead, turn the key on, Steven, see if it's leaking any gas. Oh yeah, well, leaking like a sieve. So here's the problem with the points. The end of this pad is supposed to have the other half, but the other half of the points is welded to this side. Try to get zoomed in so you can see it. Maybe this thing will like wake up. It's about as close as I can get. But there's a pad on this side and a pad on this side, and this one has come unbonded from here and is stuck to this side, so it's double stacked. Somebody left the key on in this, more than likely, and it killed the points, so it needs a set of points. I think the coil is probably still good. We had continuity through the coil. That's how you know this car is cool.
Look at that. I bet he was shooting penguins out the dash, dude. Look at this thing.
Just thought that was a pretty cool little add-on that it says IH and that it's at our shop. Like, I don't know, there's just a little that reminds you that IHs are 12. You know, like that's all I gotta say about that. You know, so basically this car is okay, but the AC unit is definitely super sick.
I'm gonna.
Oh, hey, let me get a hit off that albuterol.
Yeah, I wanted to see if you want. It's Pro Air, so.
Yeah, let me get a hit off of that. I've got my new point set in here. I have the lock set loose, and I'm just setting it about 18. It calls for 19 on brand new. I'm just gonna set a loose 18, just the slightest little bit of drag. You're right there, catch money. So now we need to crank it and see if we have spark jumping across that gap. Let's try to do it all in one deal without making another take. So
there you go.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, those are made out of metal right there. God bless America. All right, we got power going up there, everything hooked up. We should see spark jump across this gap if everything else here is doing what it's supposed to. Clear whenever you're ready, bro. Okay. All right, we have no spark because I did not reconnect the coil.
Can you do that?
Yep. I mean, I say I can, but there we go. Got that going. Oh, I loosened the whole damn thing. Dumb. Go ahead. Yep. Okay. We're gonna hook this back up, put the rotor back in it, and see if it'll run. All right, give us a pump. Oh, come on, bro. That thing's fixing to start, bro.
Hey, before we start, I need to check the horn.
Is it okay? God damn, the horn works like a champ.
Dude, that's so
Jesus
cool.
criminy. Okay, hang on. And move some of this stuff where it's up in the fan. And then in my forehead. Okay, all right, dude, here we go. First start. Let's go. Oh, hang on, damn it. I didn't hook the coil wire up.
Dude, what the f?
I got excited. It's gonna need that. All right, little motor. Show these folks what's up on some old school right. Now, give me one more pump, It's cold. Here we go, let's go. Let's go, dude. Huh? God dang. It sounds dry. All right, we got 50 pounds of oil pressure, but I hear the rockers up here super dry, so hopefully they start oiling here pretty quick. See if we can watch this thing come online here. Y'all can hear how clacky, it's like a typewriter right now. You see how dry that valve train is in there? We need that stuff to lube up, and if it doesn't start making oil here in the next couple seconds, we're gonna turn it off and pull the valve cover. All right, go ahead and kill it.
That's cool.
That's my old cool right there. So we're gonna pull the valve cover off and just like physically pour a little bit of oil on top of the valve train. And it's showing 50 pounds of oil pressure inside, so it's got some oil pressure. We're gonna have to trust that it's feeding the rods and the mains decently. And lubricate the top end of this motor and maybe see that one rocker's getting oil and maybe it's got a shaft. I don't know, I haven't been under the valve cover one of these in a long time, but it might be shaft driven and it's fed by one trunnion or two, and maybe something's clogged with like varnish or junk or RTV or whatever. But anyway, you saw how quick that thing ran. We made spark, we poured gas in the hole, instantaneous. So pretty freaking slick. Now we're gonna make it run right. Okay, Steven popped the valve cover off, and I'm going through here. These holes that are here on the top of the rockers actually push oil out, and they run down the top of the rocker to lubricate between the tip of the rocker and the valve spring. And so I'm gonna blow some air back in here, and I can't really get the camera to show real good, I don't think. Oh, here we go. Look, I'm blowing air over here, and it's traveling through that shaft. And you can see that I'm blowing oil back out over there. So I know that this has a free flowing path, at least to there. And so I'm gonna go down these and blow a bit of oil through there, and then Steven's getting some thin motor oil. We're gonna pour in the top side of that hole, because that's gonna feed the trunnion, which is the bushing inside of this that pivots on this shaft mounted rocker system. We'll pour a little bit of oil across the ends of the top of the valve stems and the tips of the rockers, and then we'll fire this thing back up, and we should start seeing it producing oil here pretty quickly.